Hello friends, my dear children. Welcome to our very own channel Ammu&You, where you know I am Ammu and I am here to narrate lovely stories to you. Today the story that I have for you is about dogs. Dogs on Strike, written by Ira Saxena. Samir saw Chunnu Dada's jonga as it turned into the main road. Chunnu Dada was returning to his farm after 6 days. He had gone to town to buy a pair of Great Danes for the farmhouse. Hello, Chunnu Dada. Samir shook hands with his brother as he stepped down from the jonga. 7 small dogs, Buta, Dopu, Kali, Cherry, Parry, Pixie and Toonie, ran out of the house, tails wagging. Chunnu Dada was very fond of his dogs. Each one tried to lick his face as he kneeled to pat them. The little black Dachshund, Kali, the most affectionate of them all, struggled to make her way towards him. He picked her up and walked towards Toonie, who stood behind the group. She was heavy with a litter and unable to jump about and play like the others. "How is Mama to be?" asked Chunnu Dada. Toonie wagged her tail. Toonie was very sweet. Samir went inside with Chunnu Dada. "Have you brought the dogs?" "Oh, yes." "But what have you been doing?" asked Chunnu Dada. "I went for a ride on the tractor with Dharamveer," Samir said affectionately. "That's good. So you're enjoying your holidays, aren't you?" "Of course, Dada. It's so wonderful. Watching the paddy plantation, tractor rides every day, playing with the loveliest dogs on earth." A call from Ganga Singh interrupted their conversation. "Your meal is ready. Come and get it." "You see, Dada, Dopu and Pixie just cannot resist food. They're always hungry," Samir laughed. "Go, all of you." Coming out of his bedroom into the big hall, Daddy asked, "Chunnu, is that you? Have you brought the dogs?" "I have brought a pair of Great Danes," said Chunnu Dada, touching his father's feet. "Where are they?" Samir asked impatiently. "In here." He opened the jonga's rear door and urged the pair to come out. "That's Sultan and this is Ruby." Chunnu Dada proudly introduced the two enormous Great Danes, a dog and a bitch, as they stepped out. "They look superb," Samir cried out in excitement. "Sahab, they are frightening," Ganga Singh watched them from a distance. "Yes, that's why they are called Great Danes. They are just right for this lonely farmhouse." The two Great Danes looked around the new place. The bunch of 7 dogs stood away from the jonga and growled at the newcomers. "Keep quiet," Samir tried to quieten them. "Come on, little ones, they are your new friends." "Hey, you two, come here," said Chunnu Dada to Sultan and Ruby. The two did not budge. Chunnu Dada patted them. Come on. They are a fine pair, eh? Good size too." "Look at them," cried Ganga Singh, pointing towards the little dogs, which by then had collected near the gate. They were growling and barking. Bhuta, the hairy fawn-colored terrier, stood in front, assuming the leadership. Behind him had gathered Cherry and Pixie, the Tibetan terriers, and Kali, Dopu, and Toonie, the Dachshunds. Samir went towards them to pacify them. "Bhuta, why are you so angry? Come, be a sport." He stroked the terrier. Chunnu Dada took Sultan and Ruby round the house. Samir accompanied them. Finally, Sultan and Ruby were led to a room upstairs, where they rested on beds of gunny bag padded with straw. Food bowls were kept nearby. Chunnu Dada, as usual, woke up early the next morning, but the little dogs were not there to greet him. "Ganga Singh, where are Kali, Bhuta and the others?" "Good morning, Dada. They must be somewhere outside." "Come, let's see." "Where were you, Bhuta?" they said as Kali, Dopu, and Parry rushed towards them. Bhuta wagged his tiny tail but didn't move from where he sat. They are angry because the big dogs have come. How will they become friends if they don't even come into the house? They'll all be right, don't worry. Dopu, 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 take it, as Daddy shouted, trying to give him a toast. A big growl from Dopu stopped them. Bhuta's scornful gaze seemed to say, I'm ashamed of you greedy ones. Dopu and his companion turned round and slunk away. At breakfast, these dogs usually collected around Daddy, who gave each of them some toast and jam. But this morning, no one was coming. What's the matter? Why aren't the dogs coming in? But the little dogs paid no heed. See, Daddy, they are so angry with the big dogs, yet they are too scared to fight them. Samir explained. Yes, I can see that. These little dogs spent the night in my room. They did not enter the house, Sahab, explained Ganga Singh. Chunnu, the dogs are on strike. Look, said his father, pointing towards Ganga Singh's room. That afternoon, Tuni gave birth to 5 pups, 4 dogs and a bitch, in Ganga Singh's room. Come on, Tuni, I'll carry your babies and put them in a cozy blanket. Come, urged Samir. As though she understood every word, Tuni spread herself close to her pups with a reluctant growl. Samir lost hope. Chunnu Dada, let's do something. These dogs are really on strike. Don't worry, I'll take them for a ride in the jonga tomorrow. 5 days passed. Bhuta and the little dogs would not come into the house. One day, Tuni's pups crawled out of the quarter, squeaking like a bunch of rats. Samir sat on the lawn enjoying the sun. A big eagle hovering in the sky cried shrilly when it saw the puppies. Sultan and Ruby cocked their ears. They looked up at the eagle. Suddenly, the eagle swooped down and pounced on one of the pups with its claws. No! Cried Samir in despair. Instantly, Sultan leapt with a swiftness that matched the eagle's dive. With a giant leap in the air, he caught the eagle in his mouth and shook it ferociously until it dropped the pup. The 7 little dogs standing in a row at a distance kept barking their heads off. Ruby hastened to the scared pup, picked it up with her mouth and placed it gently among the other pups. It was now Tuni's turn to rush to her pup. She sniffed it all over, wagging her tail furiously. Satisfied, she turned to Ruby and licked her legs as if to thank her. Off she ran to Sultan and licked him too. What's the matter? Asked Chunnu Dada, who had been woken up by the noise of the dogs barking. Samir was wiping the sweat off his forehead. He was so shocked by the incident that he could hardly speak. He merely pointed towards the dogs. The little dogs had encircled Ruby and Sultan. Curled up between Sultan's paws was Bhuta. Dopu, Pixie, and Parry played their never-ending game of chase, running round and round the Great Danes. They are all one family now, Dada, said Samir, smiling contentedly. Yes. The dogs were scared by the size, but when they saw that the ones they were scared of were actually protecting them, they made them friends. Children, I'm sure you have liked this lovely story. Like, share, subscribe, press the bell icon, and write your comments. How did you like the stories? Do you all love dogs? Do you have pets? Do you play with them? I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening to the story, children. Be happy, be safe, and be good till I come again with another lovely story to narrate to you. Bye-bye.